So Jeep Wranglers are expensive. There's absolutely no doubt about it, and there's no way around it. You're gonna pay to play. If you want a Jeep Wrangler, they are expensive. Just learn to accept it, especially if you want any modifications or upgrades. Typically, those don't make your cars worth more unless it's a Jeep Wrangler. So here's a Jeep Wrangler that I just picked up at a dealer-only auction, and they're not even cheap at a dealer-only auction. So today I'm gonna take you with me to a dealer-only auction, inside access, show you what goes on inside and how much we pay for Jeep Wranglers. Let's get going. So my name is Craig from Flying Wheels. I own a car dealership and I love Jeep Wranglers. Well, today we're at a dealer-only auction, and there's really no such thing as a cheap Jeep. They hold their value incredibly well. Even at wholesale for us, there's really no such thing as wholesale. But if you want to find out what they sell for, today's the day, because I hope I buy some. I've sold 3 in the past 2 weeks already. I have no more Jeep Wranglers, but I have like 5 people that want to buy Jeep Wranglers. So I'm going to show you every Jeep at the auction that I can find, and hopefully we drive home with some today. So right off the bat, here's a 2009 with 152,000 miles. Probably not the best specimen to start with. Soft top, 2-door, auto. This is an X. Now I've already looked at this thing, and it has a tick. 160,000 miles, kind of expected to have a tick now. Automatic, no power options, nothing special about this thing, nothing fancy, even as a soft top. So this probably isn't something I'm really gonna be interested in. We even have some new body style JLUs, so 2019, 25,000 miles. And here's another one over here, but both are more than I'd really want on my inventory. These are a little too new for me. So I'm gonna shoot this video in a 2-week segment. 1 video, 2 weeks of auctions, because I wanna buy Jeeps. There's a lot of Jeeps here, and hopefully I walk away with a couple Jeep Wranglers. The problem is, we're not at the beginning of the season anymore. We're coming to the end. It's August already. So you really have to be careful what you're buying, because if you're buying at the top of the market, we are at the top of the market, and then all of a sudden everything plummets because people aren't thinking about their toys, not thinking about their convertibles and their summer stuff anymore. They're thinking about winter prep. And then guess what? In another month, I'm stuck with a couple overpriced Jeep Wranglers that nobody wants anymore. And you can see how many Jeeps are actually here. Which makes me wonder, are they here because all the dealers are thinking we need to get rid of them, we need to unload them because the season's coming to an end? Or is there just a surplus of Jeep Wranglers? So Jeeps are crazy expensive. They always have been, but it's something that you gotta pay to play. You want a Jeep, you gotta pay for them. And it's no different at the auction. So even at the auction, where people think we're scoring these things, we're absolutely stealing these things. It's a gamble on every one, because we don't know the history behind them. We don't know the previous ownership. We don't know anything about them. And even at the auction, we're paying a premium on this stuff, and that's before repairs. So we don't even know what these things need. We still have to get them back to our shop, go through them, fix anything that needs to be done, and then try to turn them for a profit. Wow, look at this one. This is well done. I actually like that decal a lot. Here's a 2014 Unlimited with 89,000 miles. It's a sport, but the big thing is power windows. People really want power windows in their Jeeps, especially in the 4-doors, and this has it. A sport with navigation too, and automatic. This is gonna be a good one. So the thing about Jeep Wranglers, in 2007, they came out with the Unlimited 4-door. The Unlimited in 06 was a 2-door long body. 07 and up, you get the 4-door Unlimited, which was really desirable because it can be a good daily driver. So you'll see a lot of moms buying these things, which made it really popular. You can get an SUV, you can get a convertible, you can get something that tows, something that plows, something that goes off-road. It's a ton of fun, and they're just so versatile. So you can use it as a comfortable daily driver, but you can still use it as a toy. So what's funny to me about this one, this is a sport. Sport's usually like the lower end. Has power windows, yes, that's an option, but it has nav and the U-Connect as well. That's not usually available, or something you'd see in the sport model. That's usually something in the Sahara and Rubicon. Triple black. I'd actually prefer these to be gloss, but that would only come on the Sahara, not the sport model. And these are not just painted wheels, this is a factory black wheel. Let's check the history. So there's a barcode right here that I can scan, and then it will tell me the history of the car. So this one is a 14 with 89,000 miles, black auto, 17.9 is what I should be paying for it. 1 owner, no accident. So this is definitely on my radar. This is something I will hopefully be bidding on today. Here's an 06. Now I don't buy many TJs because up in New England they just get way too rusty. The frame's actually pretty decent on it, but usually, well, never mind, I take that back. That's what we expect to see in New England. Now this one will be a huge seller for me. This is a 2012, 114,000 miles. So realistic miles to make this semi-affordable. Leather, but we have a rip right here. Automatic nav, power windows. Here's the kicker. Extra top. That soft top is the seller for this car. Let's start it up. Oh, that's a really weird whine. You Jeep guys, what's that noise? What's that coming from? Now I can drive all of these, but basically first to second gear. I can't do too much with them because it's a small lot. I mean, it's a giant lot, but there are cars everywhere, so I can't really go too fast, but I can feel it shift first to second, reverse, listen to the engine, push all the buttons, make sure everything's working. Obviously check tires. What's great about this one, we get the triple color. That makes it a little bit more valuable. People really like to see that. Here's another 13. We have color matched fenders, black roof, great tires. Sahara with the Sahara 18-inch wheels, leather, power locks, power windows, nav, Uconnect, no soft top. This has had 2 owners, no accidents, says I should be paying around 19 grand for it. I'm gonna step aside from the Jeep Wranglers already because I'm a Corvette guy along with the Jeeps, and I can't resist a nice clean Corvette. Here is a 2003, 40,000 miles, T56 6-speed. Does have the heads-up display. What's nice is it has the plexi tinted roof instead of the paint matched Targa. This is removable. So like I said, I can take these out for a test drive, but really only shift from first to second because it's a small parking lot. Sometimes you'll notice these Corvettes are hard to shift into gear or they'll pop out of gear, so they're things you really need to look out for. This is going to be a headache absolutely waiting to happen, but I can't resist. I love things that make me smile until they don't make me smile anymore. So this is an 04 Porsche Carrera 911 2. Carrera 2, so it's 2-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, convertible, auto. Fun fact, do you know why Porsche has the keys on the left? Think of Le Mans, the racetrack. The racers would have to sprint to their car and get it started. So it was actually more efficient to have your key on the left side of the steering wheel because when you hop in, you can start the car and then you still have your right hand free to shift. Bet you didn't know that. Enough with non-Jeeps, let's get back to the Jeep Wranglers. So I bought most of my Jeeps in December when nobody's thinking about Jeeps. I reconned them, I fixed them, I cleaned them, I detailed them, everything that needed to be done to get them ready for sale. I had them ready by January. No calls January, no calls February, March, a little bit of trickle here and there. May came, gone. I could not touch a Jeep Wrangler anymore. My phone was ringing off the hook for them. So now I need more. But so does everybody else. So the prices are way high. So if you ever want to buy a Jeep Wrangler, fall into winter is the best time to buy a Jeep Wrangler. They're all season cars anyway. They're four-wheel drive, so you can use them all year long. Buy them in the fall and the winter. So here we go. I love the military style roof on these. I like that it's double silver. Obviously a hard top would be better to have because you can buy a soft top for short money. You can't buy a hard top for short money. They're expensive. 2011, 128,000 miles. Now what's nice about 2011 is you get the newer interior. You get the upgraded interior so it doesn't look so dated. So when you go in here, you can see the dash, the steering wheel, the radio, the whole cluster and center console is updated, as well as the seats. This is a much better seat in 2011. Now, if you really want the upgrade, you go for 2012, because 2012 has the better interior and the 3.6 liter engine, not the 3.8 liter engine. So the 3.8 liter engine has a lot of bad things to say about it. I don't really have a lot of bad things to say about it, except for maybe that blue Jeep that we just saw that was ticking. I haven't had many problems at all, and you get a lot more bang for your buck. I don't really want to say it that way, but they're a lot cheaper to buy like an 07, 08, 09, 2010 than they are 11 and up, because the 11 and up is much more desirable for that interior, for that engine. 3.6 liter V6 actually has more horsepower and gets better fuel economy and is more reliable. So this is an 11 Wrangler 2-door 128K, says I should be around $11,000. It's had 4 owners and no accidents. I'm getting sidetracked again. I'm showing you something that's not a Jeep Wrangler, but check this out. So this is a 17 Dodge Challenger TA. TA stands for Trans Am 392, that's not the horsepower. The horsepower is 485. 392 is the engine size. So you get matte spoiler, matte trunk, matte roof, side stripes, matte black hood, different hood scoop. But the coolest thing, this is not forced induction. This is not supercharged. This is naturally aspirated. But if you look here at the headlights, you got a headlight here, and look at that. That's a Ram Air through the headlight here and through the headlight here. So for the people that can't buy the Demon or the Hellcat, the supercharged, that's your next best car for half the price. Here we go. We have an 111,000 miles. So an 11 will have the newer interior, the older engine, needs tires, but it has the new interior, standard transmission. Does it have a tow package? Yes, it does have a tow package. The funny thing about these tow packages is it actually is just like a U-clamp that clamps to the back of the frame right here on 4 bolts. So easy to install a tow package on a Jeep Wrangler. Now, if you want something better and more reliable than a Jeep, you go for this. 07, 124,000 miles. This is where it's at. So here's my Jeep of the day coming out. I love the triple color. Triple color meaning body color, fender color, roof color, like this one. So we have a triple match here, here, and here. Comes in the Saharas. The Rubicon typically comes with black fenders. Now, out of all the colors in all the Jeep Wranglers, triple white is my favorite. It reminds me of a stormtrooper from Star Wars. Triple white, white roof, white fenders, white body, Smoky Mountain Edition. I don't know what the heck you get with Smoky Mountain Edition, but it looks like it has a rough country lift kit. It has bigger tires. These are 35s, 315/70, so that's about a 35-inch tire. Maybe that's a 33. No, I think that's a 35. Standard transmission, so white with black is like the ultimate combo. Super nice Jeep. This thing is awesome. It's a 17 with 16,000 miles. Okay, so the way it works now at auctions with coronavirus, with COVID, we can't bid in lanes. So you'll see up there the lanes, there's like 5 or 6 lanes that normally we walk into and we raise our hand or we wink or whatever, wiggle our noses, and that's us bidding on a car. Well, we can't do that anymore. So I have to leave here, go back to my office. My house is actually closer, so I'm gonna go home, go into my office at home and bid on cars online, simulcast they call it, and then whatever I win, I have to come back and buy. It's a real pain in the butt. Typically, I go bid in lane, I'm here with my grandfather all day, and then we leave with cars. I pay for them and we leave with them. Now I have to either transport them back or come back here to pick them up. This is pretty neat, but a 98 plow truck is going to be absolutely so rusty. Yes, yes it is. Dry rotted tires. These were such cool Jeeps when they first came out. But check this out. This is what's really cool. This is an 05 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Rubicon. Rubicon's actually a really, first of all, the Unlimited is really rare, but to find it in a Rubicon's even better because it has the axle lock, it has the Dana rear end, Dana front end, and it's extended right here by I think 12 inches. So not only do you have more space behind the rear seat, but it has a higher towing capacity, and you still get the reliable, infamous 4-liter 6-cylinder engine. Frame is far better than I would expect for an 05 in New England. But why is this here? I'll tell you. Well, I took it for a ride. It has a transmission control module code on it. And I think they only made this transmission compatible for 2 years. So you're gonna have to find a new transmission for it. That's why it's here, unfortunately. But I still feel like there's value in that thing because a Rubicon Unlimited is such a unicorn. It's so desirable. Somebody's still gonna want that thing. I know we're here for Jeeps, but check out this 78 Jimmy. GMC Jimmy. Oh, this thing is so nice. Wait till we get to the inside. Look at the vinyl and the dash. Oh my goodness, this thing is so beautiful. I bet it rides like absolute hell, but it is awesome. And I consider myself somewhat of a Jeep enthusiast, but here's a 2018 Wrangler, and I didn't realize they came with a 4-cylinder option. I thought they were all a 3.6 liter V6, and here we have a 2-liter 4-cylinder. A little bit of a disappointment in the sport model. I didn't realize that was even an option. The auction has some amazing cars today. Here's a 2SS Camaro Turbo and a Lotus Evora 2+2. And the reason they call it 2+2, 2 front seats and 2 back seats. So I only live about 15 minutes from the auction, so I'm gonna go back to my house, bid on cars online. They call it simulcast. What stinks for most dealers, not everybody has the luxury of living as close to the auction as I do. A lot of dealers will end up bidding in their cars here, or they can set proxy bids. Proxy bid means I'll bid up to a certain price that I want to spend, and then people can bid against me, and the website will automatically place bids for me, counter bids for me against the other buyers. Now, there are lots of problems with simulcast bidding because a lot of times when I'm in the lane, I'll end up buying things that I didn't even see before. So I might not have seen it or noticed it out in the lot, but when I see it in the lane, I'll run around it quickly. I've gotten pretty good at going through cars within 30 seconds to a minute, and then I'll end up buying it in the lane. Or I'll hear a price from 2 lanes over and I'll sprint over, and then I'll end up bidding on cars that way and end up with, today I might leave with 2 or 3 cars or no cars. So I got here 2 hours early, looked at all the cars, and I might not walk away with any cars. But when I'm at the auction, I might look at 50 cars and buy 5 that I never even saw before. So I've said it before, and I'm gonna say it again for all the newbies. Red light means as is. Doesn't mean there's something wrong with it. Red light is as is for anything over 10 years or over 100,000 miles. And it's actually over 11 years because they go by the manufacturer date. Green light is anything under 10 years and under 100,000 miles. So green light gives me kind of a warranty. They let me arbitrate. Arbitrate means like I can come back with a warranty issue for anything over $500 in a repair. So a single repair over $500 is covered. I have till 5 o'clock today or 100 miles. So here is the 11 Jeep Wrangler Sahara in the A lane that I was looking at. What happened here? It just sold for 15 grand.
Let's go.
So next up is that Dodge Challenger, and if I look right here, 17 Dodge Challenger, 40,000 miles, I should be around 24,900. 2 owners, 1 accident.
300. Sold 31,200.
That was over retail for the price of that car. We could go out on the retail market and buy a car for that price. And just to put it in perspective, so this is a dealer app that I use. I scan the VIN and it tells me what these have sold for in the last 30 days. And I can even click on TA 392. So this is a Trans Am 392. 20,000 miles, 28.9. Now, if I adjust for mileage, I should be at 24.9. That car just sold for 32 grand. So it sold for $7,000 over, and it's had 2 owners and 1 accident.
Sold about at 16,008, number 489. I'm jealous. You want 4.
Here's the Jeep Wrangler, A37. We should be around 11 grand because that's what they're selling for recently all over the country. And right now it just sold for 13. So here's a perfect example of red light. This is a 2011, so it's under 10 years old and under 100,000 miles, but it's still red light because the manufacturer date was actually 2010. That would make it 10 years old. All right, that beater of a plow truck, Jeep Wrangler Sahara, 98, 159,000 miles. They just announced rod on the frame. What's your guess? I'm gonna go with 3,500. It should be like 1,200, but I'm gonna go with 3,500. Starting at $1,000 bucks. I'll bid that.
Y'all done? $2,000. Order number 82.
$2,000 plus auction fees, plus transport, plus tires, and a lot of repairs on an if, so they didn't even sell it, which means it wasn't even as high as the seller wanted to get for it. I don't know, the plow was probably a $1,000 plow though, used. Like I bet I could sell that plow for $1,000 to $1,200 plus then the Jeep. So maybe that wasn't such a bad deal.
What are you thinking?
Here's that Porsche Carrera.
You would have been now 20 by 2. You would have been 20 by 2.
Here's that 2010 Jeep Wrangler manual transmission silver. Last one, this is the last one left for me. 10 Sport 106 base model, 3 owners, no accidents. 12K is high. And once again, my freaking computer screen froze. So is it live? Is it me? Is it them? Because I'm hardwired in. So what the heck's the deal here? Once again, one of the cars I wanted to bid on. This is why I absolutely hate doing business like this. It's been at least 45 seconds. I'm still waiting for it to load now. I'm still waiting for it to load, so I probably missed this Jeep, and I've been waiting for 45 minutes since my last Jeep to actually bid on this one. And now it's still, I never want to say the F word, and I want to effing swear and throw a computer across the room right now. That's how good simulcast is. So the auction's over. I did this video actually in a 3-week segment. So the same auction I went to 3 weeks in a row. Week 1 I bought a Jeep Wrangler. Here's what I bought. So I bought an 07 GTI with 137,000 miles that I paid way too much money for, and a 14 Jeep Wrangler Sport that I paid way too much money for, but I either buy cars or I don't buy cars. So I pay too much money and have inventory, or I don't pay for it and don't get it. And then I have an empty car lot. Here's my 14 Wrangler. Actually, it's pretty clean though. Good thing about this being 14, we have the newer interior. It does have nav, power windows, Uconnect, sound bar. Doesn't have the soft top, but it has the upgraded, the newer interior, and the 3.6 liter V6 over the 3.8 in the older Wranglers, which is the better engine. Better gas mileage, more horsepower, more reliable. It looks like it has remote start too. Week 2, I bought another Jeep Wrangler. Here's what I bought. So here's the one that I bought today. This is a 2012 Jeep Wrangler Sahara with 126,000 miles. Soft top, doesn't come with a hard top. Has the lockbox top, which is kind of neat. So when you open the trunk, there's still space and storage, but it's a locking cover. Has the subwoofer, obviously power windows, power locks, matching fenders, which I love on the Saharas. Also has 33-inch tires on the Sahara, 18-inch wheels, star-spangled grille, and a couple other add-ons. So this is just about retail ready. I went through it at the auction, but we're going to go through it in my garage too. We're going to do a state inspection on it, make sure it's safe for the next buyer, then detail it. But like I said with Jeep Wranglers, you got to pay to play. So if you want a Wrangler, you're paying a premium. Even as a dealer, I paid way too much money for this car, more than I think I should have, but they sell fast. So the other one we bought has already sold. The 13 with 89,000 miles, gone. Didn't even last a week, and all we had to do was make sure it was safe for the next buyer. We detailed it and the car was gone, and the customer was extremely happy. But in spring, summer, people want Wranglers, so buy them in the fall, buy them in the winter. You're gonna have to sit on them, but if you're shopping for a Wrangler, don't buy them in the summer unless you really want one. Sometimes you gotta pay for what you want. You get what you pay for. If you want a Jeep in the summer, you pay a premium. So buy them in the fall, buy them in the winter. And now it's week 3 and I couldn't buy a single dang Jeep Wrangler. So the reason I made this video was to show you how expensive Jeep Wranglers actually are. It's really difficult to buy them whether you're a dealer or whether you're private party in the public. I had to have looked at 50 plus Jeep Wranglers in 3 weeks. I bought 2 and I definitely bid on at least 40. You can't steal a Jeep Wrangler. There's no such thing. And if you do, chances are it could have a lot of problems, or it could be really severely rotted out underneath. So I'm always paying a premium, even at the dealer auction. So that's it for today. In the past 2 weeks, I bought 2 Wranglers. Both are already sold. Now you saw how many Wranglers were at the auction today. I bid on every single one of them, and I ended up with 2 of them in 2 weeks. So that's how difficult it is to find a Jeep Wrangler. And I overpaid, but like I keep saying, you gotta pay to play. If you want a Jeep, you gotta pay for it. In the meantime, I get to drive home this 2SS Camaro LT3. Gig isn't so bad sometimes. Everybody else, see you later. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. What are you waiting for if you haven't subscribed yet? Make sure to subscribe down below. Adios.